Well, here we are on the bridge. Isn't that nice? Look at that. Very hazy today. And we're going to walk along there for a few miles. In a sort of straight, curvy line thing. But yeah, so the short is worrying me. The trouble is I've got a big mouth on me at times. Now I can keep a secret and I don't flap it around and telling people. But when it's my stuff, there's still an element there of, you know, trying to show the people who make my life hell that they're wrong. And say, okay, do this fucker then. You know, but I think, well, wait a minute. I could stand on my fucking head and create the greatest piece of art in the history of the world, and these people still fucking give me shit. Why? Because it's like a hobby to them, right? Or whatever reason, right? But I thought, well, wait a minute, it's about time I did start pulling some of this together. Isn't that a nice shot? Isn't that nice? That's why I like this walk. I thought, well, it's nice. It's a good way to pull things together, and it also has a habit of working. And it's probably the best demo reel in the world, you know what I mean? Because the reason for demo is to prove you can do what's needed in production. If you can show them production that you've basically done 80, 90, 50, whatever percent, and you can say, this is all the stuff I did, you know, good. Well, it's not the only shot I have in mind. The hardest one is going to be getting this out of the way, because it's going to mean learning a lot of different plugins, bits of software. And I'll learn fast, but there's a lot of stuff that I need to cover. There's things that I know how to do that I need to improve on, and that's one of the main reasons for doing this. It's to force me to improve. Not just as an artist, but as a filmmaker and as a writer. Now, the editing side, the shots are already sorted in my head. I would ideally like to do the back plates. I don't really want to do it all in 3D. Although it would be quite cool to make something photoreal. Like, let's say for the sake of argument, you have something like this with lots of green fields and shit like that, right? And then you do the breakdown and you take away every element one at a time and it's all 3D. You know? That'd be quite cool, you know. As my mother would say to people who doubt, you'd say, pick the shit out of that studio. And here's a part of that that really I want to do that, just to say, well, there you go then. But I don't need to. There is really part of it for me. I want to see that if these storylines and ideas in my head, because that was always the main objective. 3D was only a goal on the way to doing that, to enable me to do that myself. And I've got the skills I need now. As I say, there's a few things I need to learn and brush up on. That's not so much of an issue. It's a time management thing. It'll see the light of day eventually. And one of the reasons I was in London was to ask Danny if he would do the narration for this particular one, and it looks like, well, you know, although nothing's signed. I don't work on contracts, not when I'm doing this sort of stuff. I don't like bits of paper. The way I want to do this is people I can trust, and it'll be, you know, I take your word, you break your word, you're worthless to me, right? Simple as that. By the way, do you like the beard now? You see how grey it's getting? Let's go in macro mode. Look at all the grey there. See, that's what happens, right? Too many late nights, too much caffeine. The results of being homeless for a while, living in the street. You don't know what shit in life is until you've woke up in a back street with slugs crawling all over you. So you didn't know that, did you? But I like to throw that bit out every now and again. But yeah, I'm trying to just find a place in life, you know what I mean? Because it's alright saying, well, you're a modeler, and whether you think I'm good, shit, indifferent, or whatever, right? It's not really the point. I don't want to be just Wayne the guy who does monsters, Wayne the guy who does Mudbox, or whatever a bit of software ever comes along. I just want to be me. I don't want people to say, there's Wayne the so-and-so. I'd rather people just knew me, if they knew me at all, as Wayne. That's a guy, and then automatically know what you do. That's the way you should be aiming for. I don't be limited by 3D, and that's terrible. But 3D is limiting. So is 2D. Now, a moving medium is less limiting, but still got limitations. Everything's got limitations. I want the least limitations. Now, I know fine well that I could put a lot of stuff into a novel, but the idea of handling 1,000 rejection letters. Easy to make it short, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's a pain in the arse, but it's still going to take less time than writing the fucking book. But there you go. Let's see what time it is. Oh, 5 minutes ago, and there's a guy coming on bikes. So yeah, this is about as nervous as you'll ever get me, see me being, because the time's just too short on this project. But again, if I want to do it end user, that's what I want to do. But I've also got to fit it around freelance work, you know, so is Rob, and try and fit it around kids and wives and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But as I mentioned before and touched on, this is day 9 of a migraine. Now I can function, and I probably look fine, if somewhat tired and, you know, a bit older than I normally do. Well, the great fucking hair's not helping, is it? But yeah, the reason I come up with this walk is to try and get rid of it. Because I do not want to have this video again. I'll change Charles Manson. There's a nice shot of it. Is it going to expose? Just look at the centre half of that frame, just centre. Half size, that's a lovely shot. But I'd probably move that to the side, get a rule of thirds going on. Get a really nice shot of that. Wish I brought my camera. But yeah. I keep saying to bring my camera on days like this, but the trouble is, it's so fucking heavy. I don't really want to be carrying it up and down hills. But yeah, so before you mention it, I can promise you I've tried every cure for migraine on the planet. I've been getting these things since I was a teenager, and I'm used to them. Although this is the longest one I've had for a while. The sort of Wayne world record for migraines was it 14 or 15 days. That was about 10 years ago. No, 7 years ago. Needs something insane. But I hope this one doesn't last as long. But we'll see, basically. But yes, so I'm not exactly firing all cylinders today. Sorry if I'm not Mr. Entertaining today. Sort of one thing that's slightly worrying lately is if I put things on Twitter, at times people say, "Oh, put a video up." Me thinking, well, look, honestly, I really don't put things up with the kids or anything like that. You know, certain things you used to get to see maybe 0.001% of my life. There's a lot of things you don't get to see, right? So a lot of that you will never get to see because it's private stuff, you know. I don't want my entire family on the fucking internet. The reason why I've never seen a tour around my home and office is because I don't wish it, right? This besides that, I showed yesterday with it being Harry Houdini's birthday, it would have been 138. It was one of his 2 birthdays, long story. I've got a lot of stuff that's, you know, worth a bit of money. I've got one of only 2 Houdini posters in the world up in my office. Yeah, it's original, but you know, you've got to look at these things and think it's not always a good idea to go showing everybody everything about your life. Now, I try to keep work and everything else separate. It doesn't always work out, you know, but I don't know. Well, what have I got to do today? More work on this blasted shop, which I'm very fast beginning to hate. It's very difficult at times to make a start on stuff and pre-production and stuff without the back plates to work from, you know. I really need to get those fuckers done, which now, tomorrow's the weekend, the kids are off, I'm buggered, right? I need to get this done next week ideally, otherwise I'm going to have to do 3D versions of everything. I've got a really nice version of one of the shots. I've got a still worked out of it, so how it's laid out. It looks nice, you know. There's a couple of people have seen it. I haven't had any bad comments yet, but we'll see. Right, it's under 10 minutes, and I still have quite a ways to go. I would sort of go about 1.5 miles in that direction over there, at least. I have to measure it properly one of these days. So I hope you've enjoyed this one. Blah 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 blah. See you all next time. Bye bye.